Have you ever tried to sell a stock, seen the money appear in your account, tried to withdraw it, and then realized that you couldn't? There's a reason why, and I will explain. Hi, my name is Chisom, and today I'm going to be explaining trade settlements and AML. When you click sell on your brokerage app, your trade executes instantly or doesn't, but we're talking about the ones that execute instantly. Trade execution means that the system has matched you with a buyer at the agreed price, but execution does not mean completion. There are two critical dates to understand. The first one is the trade date, and the second one is the settlement date. The trade date is the date you officially clicked buy or sell. And the settlement date is the day the transaction is legally finalized and ownership officially changes hands. That's ownership of the stocks or shares you sold or bought. It officially changes hands from you to the seller, from seller to the buyer. Understand? The difference between these two dates is what confuses a lot of beginners. This is what a lot of beginners don't really understand. The difference between these two dates, the trade date and the settlement date. And I'm here to explain. Trade settlement is a legal process where your shares are transferred to the buyer and the buyer's money is transferred to you. The trade is officially recorded in the Central Securities Clearing System, and it's finalized by clearing houses and depositories, not by your broker. The only thing your broker does is to execute the trade. The finalization and everything is done by your clearing houses and your Central Securities Clearing System. I've explained CSCS and CHN before. Go and watch the video. In many markets, including the Nigerian exchange, stocks follow a T+2 system. What that means is T here stands for the trade date. So +2 stands for 2 business days after the trade date. So for example, you sell a stock on Monday. You'll be expecting your trade settlement to happen on Wednesday, which is when you'll be able to withdraw. So even though you sold on Monday and you saw the money in your wallet, do not attempt to withdraw it because it's not possible. That's why on Bamboo, you'll see something like your account has a withdrawal, like a partial restriction on your account when you're trying to withdraw money that you just sold out, like you just sold from a Nigerian stock now. Yeah, don't do it. So if you place a trade on Monday, the trade settles on Wednesday. When I say 2+2, I mean 2 business days. That means it excludes weekends. So if you sold a stock on Friday, be expecting to withdraw your money on Tuesday because weekends are not counted. Even the market is not even open on weekends. So how will your trade settlement happen? So regardless of whatever you see on your NGN wallet, until your trade settlement officially happens, that transaction is still in progress. Even if it looks like it's concluded, it's not. So most stocks take T2, some even take T3. So your trade dates plus 3 more days, 3 business days. So let's say if you sold on Monday, you can expect it on Thursday. But most of them use T2. So if you sell on Monday, expect to withdraw on Wednesday. If you sold on Friday, expect to withdraw on Tuesday. There's nothing that relates you with weekends in the stock market. I know a lot of you might not be comfortable with this whole settlement business, but I can assure you that it protects you from counterparty risk. This is a situation whereby the other person or the other party in the trade fails to deliver what they're supposed to deliver. So maybe the money or the shares, let's say you're a buyer and the seller fails to deliver the shares, which means that they probably didn't actually own those shares. So that's why during this whole settlement period, the clearinghouse steps in. They need to make sure that, okay, the seller actually owns those shares they want to sell. The buyer actually has the money to buy those shares at that agreed price, and also that this whole trade follows regulatory standards. So that's it. So they need to check, and also they're protecting you and protecting themselves. If anything goes wrong, you blame them. Obviously, you're not going to blame the seller or the buyer because you're not in direct contact with these people. So they need to do that whole settlement checks and make sure that everything is in order before they actually officially execute your trade, so that there'll be no complaints. You cannot say, okay, if it settles immediately, what if you wanted to buy 100 shares and they gave you 20? Who are you going to complain to? You're going to complain to them, obviously. So they need to make sure that everything is in order. Nobody is cheating the other person. That's why this whole thing exists. Another example is when you sell a stock and you see the money as available to trade. but your withdrawable cash is 0. That means, yeah, you can be able to use that money to buy another stock, but when it comes to withdrawal, you're going to wait for your settlement date, and you'll even be notified. Now let's talk about AML. AML stands for anti-money laundering. It's pretty self-explanatory, but I'll explain. AML is a global financial regulation that helps to prevent illegal money from flowing through the system where regular money flows through. Because we all know, we live in Nigeria, where we know that a lot of things happen in the financial industry. AML actually works hand in hand with this whole trade settlement thing. So that's why even when you're creating your account with, say, Bamboo or any other brokerage app, they're going to ask for your ID, your KYC details, your proof of address, some ask for your soft funds, etc. You're going to provide all those things. And the reason for this is that so that whenever you're depositing or trying to withdraw, this whole checks, they're going to still check to know that, okay, this is real, this person is not withdrawing or depositing illegal money into the account. Even your banks are going to still work with them. So yeah, without this whole AML system in place, someone can easily deposit illegal money, use it to buy stocks or something, then maybe sell it later on to withdraw it as clean cash. They've basically laundered their money through the system. So this whole system exists to prevent people from actually being able to do that. And even after this whole T2 trade settlement AML thing, even sometimes withdrawals take 48 hours, 24 to 48 hours. This is because your bank also needs to understand where this money is coming from, what it was used for, and to also do their own compliance checks. So yeah, so you need to understand that you're not just buying and selling stocks, you're actually operating within a regulated financial system. So you need to be careful with whatever you're doing. And the reason I had to do this video is because I got a lot of questions about, oh, why can't I withdraw now? Why can't I, So this is the reason why. I hope this clears it up. And as always, follow me, like, share to your friends who you think might need this, and I'll be seeing you in the next video. Bye bye.